Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review of another 80s horror film, and this time it is Student Bodies. Now, I don't agree with this, the world's first comedy horror film. That's not true. I mean, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, let alone many others. But I do find this a fun movie because it's a parody of slasher films. And the thing is, this came out in 1981 when slasher films were in the heyday. I mean, this is the same year you had My Bloody Valentine and Graduation Day, or what was like Don't Go in the Woods, and just the year before you had Friday the 13th and Terror Train and Prom Night, and you have all this around the time you had Just Before Dawn, like all these other slasher films. And I know a lot of people don't like the flick. I would say it falls apart at the end, but if I wasn't laughing, I was at least mildly amused, because I am a slasher film fan of this time period. I get what they were doing. I just thought it was a clever idea that someone said, hey, let's parody these movies that are now a dime a dozen. So again, even if I wasn't laughing out loud, it was like mildly amused. I thought the cast did a good job for the roles they were playing. Definitely an odd set of characters. This is written and directed by Mickey Rose, but I don't think that's the case. From what I understand, the real director of this was Michael Ritchie, who did Fletch and The Golden Child. And I guess he was maybe he didn't like this film. Produced by Alan Smithy. That's usually a name that, hey, I don't want my name on it, so use Alan Smithy. Although this one is spelled different. This is spelled A-L-L-E-N. And anytime I've seen Alan Smithy, it's usually A-L-A-N, not A-L-L-E-N. So kind of a different spelling of... And then when Richard Brando as the breather, who is our villain, I always thought it was... I don't know why I thought this. I always thought it was Richard Belzer. Which, if you don't know who that is, just look him up. I don't know why. For some reason, I always heard, well, really it was Richard Belzer who was the breather, but I don't know if that's true or not. And then... seems like a lot of people didn't want to use their names on this, but this movie's not that bad that so many people had to take their names off it. I think if you liked 80s slasher films, this is definitely at least worth a look. I think, before Scary Movie and all these other flicks did it, Student Bodies did it. And at the end of the day, it was a fun film. And they do all the jokes work? No. But again, it was amusing. I mean, the first thing is text... Last year, 26 horror movies were released. None of them lost money. Or like the movies trying to think, okay, are we going to take place on Halloween? No. Don't take place on Friday the 13th? No. It's going to take place on Jamie Lee Curtis's birthday. And the breather, I like the voice they have with the breather. Oh, sugarless, come. What weapon should I have? This? No. Here we go. And he chooses a paperclip. I thought it had some clever moments. I mean, like a woman opens the fridge and it's clearly product placement up the ass. Just in the fridge right there's Coors beer, Dunkin' Donuts, and Kentucky Fried Chicken. And again, having seen a lot of these 80s slasher films, I thought it was entertaining, like when the person is killed and the parents come home and you hear a scream, but the scream is just, she left the TV on, she didn't do the dishes. Another running gag, one of them is the screen will show a body count tally, which is interesting because nowadays there are channels that literally do body count tallies. like, what was it, All Out of Bubblegum, where they looked at action films, and it's like, these are all the people that this person kills in this movie. This is probably this might have been the first time that someone had like a body count tally on. So I thought, again, that was a nice little running gag. But I said the odd characters, you have the principal, who's a bit weird, who has a odd mother. The principal there's a scene where he has his shirt off. He's like, "You're naked." He's like, "Yes. All these years I've been secretly naked underneath my clothes." It's just... there's the shop teacher, who is very, very fixated on making horse bookends. You have the janitor, who is messed up. He's pretty dumb. And they don't say the actor's name in the credits. They just call him the Stick. Because he's a very tall, thin, like rubbery guy. I think his name is like Malvert or something. And there's scenes like... he's talking to the lead. He's like, "Big problem I have." And he sticks his hands in his pants. But then he pulls out a newspaper crossword. Blah, blah, blah. 5 words down. And she's like, "Creep. Melver, thanks." Like the way it just... that's what's hard about reviewing comedies, is that I can't do it justice. And how do you review a comedy? Did you laugh or not? I laughed in this, so it was successful to me. Doesn't mean it'll be successful to you, because comedy is up for interpretation. Different strokes for different folks. But the killer like uses weird... anytime he kills a guy, he uses a black trash bag. But anytime he kills a girl, it's like either with an eggplant or an eraser. Again, a lot of pretty fun moments. My favorite is probably, the movie is not that violent and there's not really much cursing. But then a guy from the MPAA is sitting there talking to the audience. It's like, "Researchers have proven that R ratings is important to the movie-going public. So the producers of this motion picture have asked me to take this moment to say, fuck you." And then pops up you see in a lot of older films where they have a screen that's like R rating. So that pops up. Like, that's my favorite joke in the movie. "The producers have asked me to take this moment to say, fuck you." And that's why they have the R rating on the movie. I thought that was pretty damn hilarious. At least to me. Of course, that sentiment is not nowadays. Now it'd be PG-13. They say researchers have proved that PG-13 is blah blah. So, but back in the day, that was true. On a side note, that was true that people, if you had a PG, at this point there was not PG-13. So if you had a PG slasher film, you were looked at as you're going to be dead in the water. So at times there's certain films they would film stuff specifically to get an R rating. Nowadays it's reversed. But I want to go back to that, to this time period when they say, no, let's film stuff for an R rating. I'm not saying that automatically helps the film, but I'm just saying, if I have a preference between the two, the older I prefer. Other jokes I liked, one that's in the trailer, where the lead is talking to like the counselor. "Oh, my mom said that sex was awful and dirty, but only with my father. With everyone else, she said it was great." Or there's a football game and then there's a body and the referee's like, "One player, what was it, dead body on field, 15-yard penalty." The movie does go off the rails at the end, because I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to be like, well, you have these films have the twists, and a lot of times twists upon twists. And they just overdo it to the point that it's just like, I kind of wish he didn't even do that. I wish he just kept going and just had the reveal of the killer, but be silly and stupid with it as well. Just follow through with that. But it goes off the rails because the lead is running through the hallways with all these trash bags. Then the victims all come back to chase her. Then she wakes up and oh, it was a dream, like it was the Wizard of Oz. And you were there, but you guys were different. And shop teacher, the French teacher, you were a shop teacher. And Melver, you were an idiot. And then the boyfriend is the breather. It's oh, that was just a dream. Then the lead dies, but not really, because there's a funeral, and then her hand comes up and grabs the guy. I guess they were trying to take the piss out of the twists upon twists of, if not slasher films, just horror films in general. But I wish they did not do that. That's my least favorite part of the film, and it's the ending. So that is one strike I have against the flick. Is I wish they just went with that all the way through of, you pick who's the killer, and they didn't just have silly, stupid fun with it like you were having the first 2/3 of the movie. I want to say like the first 80% of the movie. With that said, I do think this is a fun movie. It's sad that I never picked this up on Blu-ray because I don't think there's any features. Which is sad, because I guess no one from this film wants to talk about it. I mean, considering films like Final Exam have features. But yeah, if no one wants to talk about it, I don't know why. I mean, this film, I think it's fun, it's entertaining, it's a short movie, it's 86 minutes long, it's not long at all. I think that'd be an interesting to talk about how, you were parodying slasher films. You're probably the first movie to parody slasher films. That's a mantle to put on. That's something to put on your mantle. This is a fuckload better than Movie 43 or all these fucking seltzer burger, all these piece of shit flicks like Epic Movie or Date Movie or Superhero Movie or Porno Movie or Fucked It Movie or Diarrhea Movie or Meet the Spartans or Meet the Bartons or Meet the Fucktons or Meet the Tuttons or Meet the Suckins. Whatever the fuck these dumbasses did. This is a lot better than those. I mean, you want to see shit, watch Epic Movie and Date Movie and all that, Meet the Spartans, all that crap. Garbage. And inappropriate comedy and Movie 43 and that horse shit. This is actually pretty well done and fun. So yeah, I think if you're a fan of 80s slasher films, really into them, this is easily worth a look. Oh, you don't laugh at all the jokes? No, but I think there's some pretty amusing stuff in this. I just wish the third act was stronger. A lot. They should have redone or reworked the third act. But yeah, either way. One quick though, I would like to know what happened to that one guy, the Stick, who's like the janitor. I don't even know what his real name is, and is he still around? Or are any of these people still around? I know Michael Ritchie, the director, has passed away. I know it says Mickey Rose, but like, what are these people doing? Would like to have seen a special edition of this, but what can you do? But thanks for watching. Take care and stay tuned for another horror movie review from the year 1981. This definitely makes me want to go seek out some of the other parodies, like National Lampoon's Class Reunion, which I think is 82. Wacko, which has George Kennedy and a young Andrew Dice Clay. So I'm curious about that. So I'll definitely check those out sometime as well, if I can find them to watch. But either way, take care. We'll see you in another video later.